5-year-old Jason has a big question to ask his stepdad. Leslie was a single mom with a 1-year-old when she met Matt at a country concert.
I never dated anybody that had a kid before, but it was definitely fun. A guy gets to be a little kid again, playing with little boys, splashing in mud, and just driving his mom crazy.
Later, they had their daughter Emily and were also going to get married after 4.5 years. But little Jason had some questions.
He was just kind of confused about why his sister had my name and how mommy was getting my name and he didn't. Explained to him that one day it would be.
Little did Matt know that day had finally come.
The moment we met between those porta potties and beer tent, I knew you were something special. But the moment that will forever live in my mind is the morning after the very first night we spent together, when you met Jason for the very first time. After a short period of time, you two became best friends, splashing around in mud puddles, swimming together in the lake, and piggyback rides that once resulted in banana pudding vomit all over your head. About 3 to 4 months into our relationship, I remember Jason pointing at you and saying, "Dad, Dad," over and over again. We were quick to correct him though. No, Matt. But he didn't care. It's like my 1-year-old was telling me, "No, Mommy, that's my daddy, and he is not going anywhere. And you have it."
Kind of sort of had an idea where it was going to go, and then it just kind of hit me like a brick, and it was beautiful.
Today we are celebrating so much more than just the two of us. We are celebrating all of the wonderful things that we have already accomplished in the last 4.5 years. And we are celebrating one more thing.
I wasn't crying. There was just a lot of dust in the air and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It had pictures of me and him, and then he drew a couple little pictures in it and said, "Will you be my daddy?" and stuff like that. That's when it really hit. 3-4 years ago when he started calling me daddy and we started to go with it, I was kind of like, yeah, you're my boy. So, the only thing that'll really change is see how long it takes him to write Foss on his papers instead of Bouchard. But from me and his relationship standpoint, I don't think it'll change a whole heck of a lot. Said he's always been my little boy, and I've always been daddy.
This bride's dad has a very unique surprise that the groom will never forget. William is 5'6". Amanda is 6 feet tall. And the height difference has always been a playful joke in the family. So for their wedding day, Amanda and her dad Rusty planned a surprise that they said they laughed about for weeks before the wedding.
Vested in me by the laws of the state of Louisiana, and as a minister of the gospel, I now pronounce that you are husband and wife. You may kiss. Hold on.
Amanda told us she hopes people don't make life so serious because you'll never regret the moments you spent laughing with the people you love.
I wasn't supposed to be at the wedding. I've been in the Army almost 3 years now, and I've come home multiple times before, but every single time is always different.
This time, it'd be right in time for his brother's wedding. Jacob and William have always been close.
We slept in the same room since we were kids, on bunk beds, and then we ended up getting twin-sized beds, but we were still in the same room. Playing Uno on the ground at like midnight. Yeah.
And their bond has only grown over the years.
Being both first responders, it's, there's a lot of stuff that happens, and making sure we're both okay is the best thing we can do for each other, especially we talk to each other every day.
So when his brother was getting married, all he wanted was to be there for him on his big day.
It was very important. I knew I had to be there.
But military training on the same day meant he wouldn't be able to.
It would have been terrible for me to miss it. You know, it only happens once in a lifetime.
But then...
I got lucky, and the training got pushed back a few days. It was a crazy feeling.
It was definitely one that was a very, very low chance of happening, and it hit right on the mark to be able to happen.
And he kept it a secret, but he told us it wasn't easy.
It was very hard. I play Xbox with him practically every day after work. And, I'm constantly talking to him about the wedding, trying to find out little details to help me with how I'm going to surprise him and everything.
And that day to surprise him finally came.
The feeling of being able to be there after knowing for like the 3 months that he had it planned for that I wasn't going to be able to go. It was like it was a gift, honestly. My heart was racing. I was so excited to be there, and for some reason nervous, because I knew that people didn't know I was coming. I didn't know what people were going to react like.
Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad you were able to make it, man.
It was ecstatic. I was very, very happy. We've been together through life a lot, and we've experienced some similar things together, and it was very, very happy to be able to see him there that day. To be able to experience getting married with my brother around was definitely something that I'm very happy to have happen.
His mom sees you now.
They even brought him in as one of the groomsmen.
Like, our family is very close-knit. We have a very, very close family. Everything, at the end of the day, it comes down to family. That's how it always has been. So if I can't come home for holidays, I still have people sending me presents in the mail, sending me letters, texting me, calling me, making sure I'm doing okay, and everything like that. You know, coming home and seeing everybody, it's just every single time, it's the best feeling ever.
Bad kiss? Wow! You may kiss your bride.
Kara and Luca are getting married in the same church her parents got married in 30 years ago. But not without 4-year-old flower girl Jolia's approval.
Bad kiss? Wow! Wow! Joalia, we have to keep it rated G here. But I get your point. We want them to do it again. Let's do it again. That's a good one. All right.
Luca told us he was so happy he got to kiss his beautiful bride again, and that Jolia is the best wing girl a groom could ask for.
Oh my God. The day that I knew that I have a father as American, I always want to know him. I always want to see him.
But she didn't see her Vietnam veteran dad Bob for 50 years.
Linda was born after I left Vietnam. I had been married to her mother, and her mother was 6 months pregnant when I was forced to leave and come back to the United States. And she wondered all of her life where I was.
And it was a long journey to find each other. Until one day, a genealogist matched them as father and daughter. They arranged to meet right away.
Oh my God.
Okay, don't walk me into a wall here.
Okay, it's okay. You can open it.
It's okay, I can open them?
Yes. Oh my God. When I see him for the first time, don't have any, no other question. I would know right away that's my dad. And it feel like I already know him when I was born.
It's taken a long time, hasn't it?
Oh my God, I can't believe it's 50 years already with my father.
What did you say?
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too. Finally. 50 years. Nobody can believe that.
was so special. It was amazing. She told me something that really tugged my heart, and that was she just wanted to take care of me. And that's an amazing thing to hear from someone who didn't even know me. She said, remember, Dad, I'm going to call you almost every day, and you're going to have to make up for the 50 years that I didn't talk to you. I said, okay, bring it on.
And she did bring it on, because just a few months later, she asked if he would walk her down the aisle on her wedding day.
Growing up in Vietnam, it doesn't have the traditional of father walk their daughter out to. But I see movies that daddy walk out, and I'm just, dream about it. Like, really, I mean, that is nice. If I ever get married again, and then if I can find my dad and he can walk me out, it's going to be very blessed, He was crying. I got it from my dad. We are just very emotional. We always cry for any happy or, anything.
That brings tears to my eyes because it is so unbelievable. There's no way to even describe it except to say it has made me so happy from the first moment that I found out about it.
He just looked at me, I look at him, we both cry for, just tear out for a minute, and we hold us for a second before we walk to the aisle, He looked at me, he said, this is amazing, this is a miracle, that I got my daughter and I can walk you up there.
We're doing a toast to Linda and to Fong. They are the most amazing experience of my life. So many things have happened, so many miracles have happened because they came into my life.
When I walk out and my dad holding my hand, and that moment is very emotional. I feel like, wow, my dream is really come true.
I love you.
Jessica has been close with Grandma Gemma her whole life. Her grandma bought her wedding dress and was at her bridal shower too, even through her chronic pain. But just 3 weeks before Jessica's wedding, Gemma had a fall that led her to be hospitalized and bedridden. So on her wedding day, Jessica made sure to make a special pit stop.
Thanks. Do you like the dress? Thank you.
I actually have one more vow. Adrian, would you come up here for me? So I wrote this myself. I call this a promise to my son.
Genesis and Cottrell met in college and reconnected 10 years later, when her son Adrian was 6 years old.
To my surprise, Adrian gravitated towards Cottrell and gave him a nickname. He started calling him Big Bird because he was tall. And then Cottrell gave him the name of Little Bird, and they just established their relationship from that day on.
I've never been in that position before. I didn't have any children. So in my eyes, this was my first child. I kind of took it upon myself to kind of get closer with him because I just know that was very important to her. We was inseparable. That's kind of how that started. And as weeks and months and grew, the bond just got tighter and tighter.
Their bond grew so much that on his wedding day, Cottrell surprised everyone with some words dedicated to little Adrian.
I actually have one more vow. Adrian, would you come up here for me? So I wrote this myself. I call this a promise to my son. I came into your life when you were 6 years old, and I wasn't sure how this was gonna go. But I let God take the wheel, and I knew He would have this under control. You're a gift and a blessing because you have not only taught me patience, but how to be a dad, and that's the greatest gift anyone could have. So today, I vow to you, I make this promise to you, that I will always be there for you. I will always protect you. I will always be a shoulder you can lean on. I will always play games with you, but most of all, I will always love you. Little Bird. and beyond.
I was more like in shock than anything else.
I do it to myself. Whoa.
In shock, like how could someone be so loving and selfless to love my child like his own? There was not a dry eye in that room. Everyone started crying. It just like solidified, the reason why I love him so much and why I married him.
It's not just you and I, it's all three of us. Most men really wouldn't probably do something like that. And for me, I'm very big about kids. I work with kids now, so I have a passion for it. So I know what it's like to kind of have like a father figure and also a role model, especially for a young boy. So in my mind, it's like I'm not just marrying the mom, I'm also marrying the son at the same time. So it's only right that I not only make a promise to her, but I make a promise to him as well.
Stop. Dad, I knew he would cry, I told you. And I have a really ugly cry.
I snorted.
I have an ugly cry too. I'm screwed. What do you think?
You're like a big paper towel. You look so beautiful.
A big paper towel. It
Yes.
does kind of have the fabric of a paper towel.
Bounty, we'll call it Bounty.
You're a quicker picker-upper. You look beautiful.
You like it? Look at my flowers in my hair and.
She looks so pretty. I'll go get you some cleaner.
I know. And I forgot to read Clay's letter before I put makeup on.
I told you, that's why I wanted to do it when I had.
I know.
Wow.
How do I look?
Sally, you look like $1 million.
Thank you.
Like, so beautiful. Statuesque. That's what you look like. Statuesque.
Like a paper towel. But a pretty paper towel.
Very pretty paper towel. Let me see the back. Those aren't buttons.
No. Those just kinda
What are
hang.
those little...
They just kind of hang. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry for the short speech, but if you'll excuse me, I have a wedding to attend.
Timmy was away in the military, but was determined to make it to his big brother Tommy's wedding. He just made it seem like he wasn't going to.
This best man speech is going to be a little different, for I am not there. I am still in training. Though I knew I wasn't going to make it to the wedding, I still wanted to be there in some way. So first, I want to congratulate you two on finally getting married. It's the day we all knew was going to happen. I'm sorry I couldn't be there for this special day to be with you guys.
But Timmy was actually granted leave for that special day, and he kept it a secret until the end of his speech.
To Tommy and Lex, I just want to say thank you guys for always being there when I need you guys the most. You guys are my #1 supporters and will always stand by my side when I need you guys. I love you guys all, and I'm sad I can't be there tonight. Oh, yeah. Sorry for the short speech, but if you'll excuse me, I have a wedding to attend.
Timmy said he wanted it to be a memorable night.
Tonight should be a night to remember. Hopefully you guys remember it.
And a memorable night it was.
So with lots of love in my heart, I just want to say thank you, Ashley, for everything. You make my dad a better person by enlightening our lives and being so welcome.
Come on.
I think God strengthened me that day because I was walking so much without my walker and standing so much for pictures and I had so much energy and it was like I was performing at the Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
Samantha was her dad's youngest daughter out of 8 kids. And she told us her late dad, Warren, was her best friend. So before her wedding, her sister Jackie surprised her with something special. A portrait of how they would have looked like together on her big
I wanted to give you
day.
your gift early. What gift? I wanted to give you your gift early. What
Hey.
gift? Behind me.
Hey, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's your dress.
363 days, 18 hours, 3 minutes, and 47 seconds. But meeting you was one of the most incredible things that's ever happened.
Cadence never had a father figure growing up.
Her mother, Katie, was my junior high crush. Like, I was like my biggest crush, and I was a little nerd, right? And I remember I had actually like written this long note, as you will back in the 90s, and I chickened out, and I remember throwing it away.
But Katie and Tino's lives collided years later, when Katie was a single mother of 2 girls, and Tino had a son of his own.
And it's funny, Katie warned me. She said, they're not gonna like you. They don't like anyone. They don't like any men. And I was like, okay, challenge accepted.
And he did win that challenge, as he quickly won over the girls' hearts.
He really knows how to talk to me, like he really knows how to make me feel better. And after that, I was like, this guy's my best friend, like I don't want him to leave, like I want to have him as my dad.
I don't think my mom has ever felt complete. In all honesty, I don't think our family has ever been what you can call complete. And now I think she's what you can call complete. Tino has been that missing piece. Now, Tina, I've only known you for 363 days, 18 hours, 3 minutes, and 47 seconds. But meeting you was one of the most incredible things that's ever happened. Will you adopt me?
Tino, I think we're all waiting for an answer, Tino.
Yes!
Yes!
When I unraveled that piece of paper and I just saw the top line, I lost it. I just remember sitting there like really puzzled, like, okay, you're being a little bit too nice right now. Where's the rose set? And then I opened it up and I lost it. And I don't know, it's when adrenaline takes over and you just kind of black out for a minute. I had a hard time recalling it. All I remember is just this flood, and I get chills revisiting it. Even now when I watch that video again, I can't do it in a group of people because I will cry.
And I know that he will support me all the time, like no matter how hard I'm doing in school, no matter if I'm at a stump in softball, he'll always be there and he'll always help me get out of those. And no matter what, I know that he'll be right by my side.
What are you doing, Em? Going to surprise Linda.
90-year-old Grandma Maria was supposed to be the flower girl at Emily's wedding.
Hi,
But after a fall led her to illness,
what do you sing?
she wasn't well enough to go. So after the wedding, Emily drove from her home in Philly to her grandma in Connecticut to surprise her. And of course, they had to step onto the dance floor together too. This dad has some heartfelt words of encouragement captured on microphone for his daughter Laura and groom Ishmael on their wedding day.
Look around and look at all the love. These people wouldn't show up like this had they not loved you and Ishmael. Nice and slow, honey. Look at the faces that are smiling at you.
Listen, y'all can't make me cry now.
Well, we have to. If I can keep my balance, I'll be fine. Look at Ishmael. Yeah, look at him. Look at his face. You see nothing but smiles. Want me here? Okay. Wait. No.
You know more than me.
Ishmael? Take care of her. All right? I love you. No. Take care of her. Give me a hug, too. You'll be fine, kiddo. I'll be always by your side. You'll never be alone, okay?
11-year-old Aiden has gone viral for his best man speech.
I came prepared.
It's his dad and stepmom's wedding. David met Ashley 3 years ago, and he told us he always wanted his son to be his best man if he ever got married again. And he rehearsed the speech the day before with his dad, but his stepmom had no idea what was coming.
Okay. Good evening. For those of you that may not have the amazing pleasure of not knowing who I am, my name is Derry Moreno, aka Mini David, aka the most awesome son. I want to start off my speech by saying that I feel very, very blessed being here today. Not only because I have such an amazing father, but because I get to see my father marry someone as equally amazing as him. When I first met Ashley, I was nervous and afraid that she would not like me very much, because I thought she was just a common friend to my dad. But I soon learned that she was not just a friend, and that she was very caring and treated my father well. Seeing my father happy around her made me soon understand that she was pretty cool and would accept my dad and I. So even though I was a little bit grossed out when I found out they were dating, I learned that it was all going to work out well for us. For many years, it was just me and my dad and I, always hanging out. I felt like we didn't need anyone or anything else because we always had a great time together. But once Ashley came into our lives, I understood that we weren't fully complete until she came along, because Ashley was different in a way that made us even stronger together. We went from a dull duet to a terrific trio. Also, many of you may not know, but my father is a terrible cook. Emphasis on the terrible. Right? And I mean terrible. And Ashley literally had saved me from my dad's terrible cooking with her delicious meals she would make for us. So with lots of love in my heart, I just want to say thank you, Ashley, for everything. You make my dad a better person by enlightening our lives and being so welcome. I always thought that we were the ones welcoming you into our lives, but the truth is, you opened your heart and welcomed the crazy Moreno boys into your life and family. And I am very, very grateful for that. So thanks for being the coolest stepmom. And also giving me the coolest step-grandma. Just gotta point that out.
Aiden's speech went viral on social media, capturing the hearts of over 2 million people. And of course, capturing the hearts of the bride and groom, too.
special guest that was stuck in traffic that we're waiting for?
Laura goes to this nursing home every day to bring her grandma some coffee.
Ever since I was little, always want to go to her house, always want to have sleepovers. She's just been a huge part of our life. She's just been my rock. She's been like my safe place.
But on Laura's wedding day, Grandma Ruth is in for a little more than just her favorite cup of joe.
Hi.
Laura told us that 84-year-old Ruth couldn't attend her wedding because she has dementia and is dealing with some other health issues too.
She recently just got out of the hospital for pneumonia and other conditions she was having. And when she is taken out of her space, she gets very uncomfortable. She immediately would want to leave. My wedding was in 90-degree heat, so she would have never been able to sit through it. And the reason I wanted to do it this way is because I had my one-on-one with my grandma.
And this is how that one-on-one time went.
Hi. Hi.
Oh, she's absolutely gorgeous.
Wanna get up?
I'm trying.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, thank you.
Whoa. Turn around real slow. Oh God, sweetheart, you are wacky. I love you. You are gorgeous.
It was just so bittersweet to see her so happy. I'm not sure if she knew who I was in that moment, but it was just so special for me to be able to have that moment with her that I will never forget.
12-year-old Jordan has gone viral with his best man speech at his mom and stepdad's wedding.
I feel so lucky to stand by Vinny's side as he marries the love of his life, who was actually the first love of my life. As some people here already know, Vinny loves a good deal. It is very rare.
Vinny came into Jordan's life after he and his mom Sarah met at work, and they all soon developed a beautiful bond together.
It's very rare he will pay full price without doing some research first, which is probably why we're all here today. He saw an opportunity with my mom with a buy one, get one free sticker on it. But in all seriousness, Vinny always saw my mom and I as a package deal. He knew what he was getting into. He makes jokes about how I'm just like my mom in certain ways. If that didn't make him run away, nothing will. Vinny made me feel important from the day I met him. When I was introduced to him as my mom's friend from work, that night he gave me his 2001 Eagles team photo that was autographed. And then he also hung a TV in my room. And then hung many TVs after that. At first, I thought my mom was keeping him around as a handyman. She gave him lots of jobs in the beginning, and still does to this day. As the days, weeks, and months went by and I started to get to know Vinny more, I realized that he wasn't just a friend from work. I had got a good feeling he wasn't going anywhere. I could tell that he really liked my mom. He is good to her and good for her. He makes her happy, he makes her laugh, and most importantly, he agreed to get a dog with her.
Jax the dog was even part of the proposal.
The first word that comes to mind when I think of Vinny is kind. He's probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. So nice that even when Jax does something bad and he yells at him, Vinny finds Jax a few minutes later, hugs him, and tells him he's sorry for yelling. Vinny, thank you for marrying my mom. Thank you for being a role model that any kid would be lucky to have. You are a missing piece that me and my mom didn't know we needed, but I'm so happy we have you now. Mom, thank you for marrying Vinny. Thank you for choosing him for not only you, but for us. I love you both so much and wish you a lifetime full of happiness.
My first concern was she's gonna have to take care of me for the rest of my life.
Juan had just woken up from a 10-day induced coma.
All of the dreams I had about how life was gonna go was like out the drain.
But he never gave up because of his dream to walk down the aisle on his wedding day. It all started when Valeria and Juan met at 19.
We had been together for like 7 years before I proposed. And then a month later, tragedy strikes.
The couple was celebrating New Year's at a sandbar in Florida when the unthinkable happened.
I was on a boat and there was different depth in the water. And when I dove off, I dove on the shallow side and I landed on the crown of my head. I instantly became paralyzed in the water and no one knew and no one saw me.
The next moment, someone's shouting that someone's drowning. All his friends go help. I assume he's with his friends, but it happens to be Juan. And he's purple, like they take him out of the water. And by a miracle, the Coast Guard was just passing by right when we were like shouting for help, and they were able to take him to the emergency room.
That's when Valeria found out just how serious the situation was. Juan had suffered a complete spinal cord injury.
The doctor gave us a 3% chance for him to ever walk, feel again, or anything.
Juan immediately underwent neck surgery. And although he couldn't speak, when he finally woke up 10 days later,
I was just so happy that he was at least awake and I could like see his reaction, see his face. He can mouth words to me and I was just reading his lips. And it was like, I just felt so happy that I was even able to have that back. I was like, oh my God, like you're back, like you're still there.
About a month after the injury, he was finally able to move his pinky toe for the first time. Then about 7 weeks out, he bent his knee, and he was determined to get all his walking back too. So after being released to go home, his recovery continued, especially motivated by the hope to one day walk with Valeria down the aisle for their future wedding. Juan would do hours of physical therapy every day before coming home to do more strength training with his dad. And about 2 years after the accident, their wedding day finally arrived.
I remember walking into the hospital room the first day you were awake. I was so scared to see how you would react to such a traumatic incident. But of course, your strength never ceases to amaze me. You couldn't speak, but you didn't have to. The way your eyes lit up and the big smile on your face said more than any words could.
You spread love where you see it's needed most. It's that kind of love that I look forward to more than anything when I was in the hospital. If there's 24 hours a day, I look forward to the 2 that I had with you during visitation.
En el nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén. Puedes besar a tu esposa.
I think God strengthened me that day because I was walking so much without my walker and standing so much for pictures and I had so much energy and it was like I was performing at the Super Bowl because like it was like the best performance of my life after the accident.
I don't know how this man is so strong, but he took everything so well. Like it was so easy, such a traumatic, such a crazy thing that I can't even imagine like happening to myself, how I would react to something like that. He took it with such grace and it's incredible.
She says I'm the strong one. First of all, I'm just gonna say I'm not the strong one because I didn't do much other than therapy. Val she left her job at the time. She quit. She had to take care of me full time. She was a full-time nurse. She had to shower me, clean me, cut my nails, feed me, put my clothing on, everything. And she always made me feel like it wasn't a burden to her.
Like, he's like my soul, he's my heart. Like, it meant nothing to me to like do any of that. Like they say in the vows, like through sickness and in health, and like it wasn't even a question to me to act. I was just so happy he was alive. I was happy he was alive. I was happy he was him.
The true story here is that Val answered the call, and she proved why I want to marry her and why I want to be with her forever. She really showed me love on a level that I've never seen before.
This dad has a special surprise for his daughter getting married.
You look so good.
You look amazing. First foo-foo.
I love that. Oh.
It was Abigail's first pacifier as a baby, and her dad Aaron had saved it all this time.
That's so cute.
I love you so much.
I love you.
And I'm so proud.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of you. I don't mess up your makeup.
It's okay.
I was gonna paint my nails too. I would come home from work and she'd paint my nails. We'd have a tea party. I almost did it.
So I went to start writing this speech, and I very quickly realised I was a bit rubbish at writing speeches. But two things I'm okay at is singing and changing lyrics.
Former cruise ship performer Josie is about to surprise her wedding guests with a one-of-a-kind speech with the help of some Disney songs.
Thank you all for coming today, and thank God that COVID didn't get in the way. We're thankful you're sharing this day and traveling near and far. You scrub up quite well, just look at the room, and after so long sat in sweatpants on Zoom. And if you're just here to get drunk, well everyone, there's the bar. Yes, this song it might get a bit cheesy, it will. So buckle on up in your seats. But after we'll get free and easy, getting down on the floor with your dancing feet. So if you are here, we love you a lot, and thank you for watching us tie the knot. So enjoy the food and drink lots of booze on our special day. Right, so there's a few people to thank you. So let's start with the boys.
Her husband Ashley didn't even know about the surprise either because she had practiced every day a month before the wedding while he was at work.
Right, here we go. So let's talk about the groomsmen you've been with Ash through and through. And maybe if I was single, I might want to marry you. But Ashley, he really loves you, quite possibly more than me. So here is my chance to thank you. Then later we'll all party. Yes, it's the men, the handsome groomsmen. You've been there for Ash, went out on the lash time and again. Yes, there's a reason you're his friend, and he will love you to the end. Don't make the dashing and very strapping. Yes, it's the men. Right, I might get this a bit wrong, okay. So let's make some noise. It's time for the boys, and Rob makes a great continuous noise. It's so very nice and great learning lines. It's good to have a mate so tall and smooth. Looks good on the court and loves wearing shorts. Dan's got the moves and loves drinking booze. A night on the town will call he's your man. I feel he's a real wizard. Yeah, Scott's really cool. His best mate from school. My brothers-in-law I simply adore. Brad, you're his babe. Warren, behave. We don't need a stage fight. No, yes, it's the men. The handsome groomsmen. And been there for
And up next on the list, her mother-in-law, Karen.
Karen Peach, you've raised a lovely son, thoughtful, loving, kind, and lots of fun. Thanks for all the support you've ever gave us. Yes, you welcomed me into your home, loved me like I was one of your own. I promise you I'll look after your son. Right, let's pick up the pace. We're nearly there, I promise. Now it's time to sing about my little sis and brother. We're all a little crazy and I think we blame my mother. Sometimes we may argue but we really love each other. Everybody give a cheer for my sister and brother. Phil, I forced you to perform. Our shows were off the scale. From Cats through to the Lion King. I know you kept the tail, but you've grown up very musical, and so I don't feel guilt. And everyone will all agree you look great in a kilt. And when we were growing up, we both were super tight. From treaty nights to festivals and downing a steak bite. I know you've always had my back since God remembers when. And as well as being a super mum, you've organised my head. Oh, everybody give a cheer for my sister and brother. We're all crazy and I think we blame my mother. Sometimes we may argue, but we really love each other. Everybody give a cheer for my sister and brother. Who's that, Mum? Now, mother of the bride, who helped and watched me grow. You taught me right from wrong, to be driven, brave, and strong, and everything I know. You're like a best friend, yeah, and always by my side. You taught me how to shine and drink a lot of wine. The mother of the bride. Right, so only one more thing to say, and then we can eat, I promise. Now that I'm your wife, we can go the distance, stuck with me for life. But I know that we'll be strong when you're feeling blue. I'll be there for you. We can go the distance, so let's last our whole life long. Cheers, everyone.
This is the first time Kristen's stepdad and brothers see her on her wedding day. Kristen met her stepdad Tom when she was 4 years old.
Wow.
And after that emotional hug, he told her how proud he was of her before walking her down the aisle on her big day.
What does it mean?
Special Agent Ian, because you're the special agent who gets to keep track of the rooms. Can you do that for us?
No problem at all.
At first, Chelsea and her husband couldn't decide on who would be the ring bearer for their wedding.
So when my husband and I were talking about who we wanted to be our traditional ring bearer in our wedding, we realized that most of our close friends have little girl children. So I started to think, do we even want a ring bearer? And then it just dawned on me one day. I wasn't even with anyone. I was by myself, and I was like, without a doubt, Ian Terry is going to fill that position.
Chelsea first met Ian at a World Down Syndrome Day celebration years ago.
We met probably 5 or 6 years ago.
And they've been great friends ever since.
We're kindred spirits, as I like to say. He is so special to me. He's always just been such a joy. When I see him, we pick up right where we left off, and he holds a special place in my heart. He's definitely been a special friend from day one.
I've always loved Chelsea more than the day the first time I met her, because I love her. Always being beautiful and have a wonderful smile.
You have a great smile too, Ian.
So when she popped him the question,
a ring security t-shirt.
There you go.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, will you be our ring security?
It will be my honor.
Okay.
Ian Terry was indeed, without a doubt, going to fill that position.
She works so hard because she's very sweet, very popular, and she'll always be fabulous. She'll always be there for her because I love her very much. Wow.
This is your ring security box. It says Ring Security Special Agent Ian. Now open it up and see what you got in here.
Hey, that's a good badge.
It's a badge, exactly. Show Hayden.
All right, ring security.
What's it say?
Special agent.
Yep, Special Agent Ian with your picture on it. Yep, there you go. Cool dude. Then you got your earpiece and you'll be good to go.
And with that,
here comes our ring security.
Special Agent Ian suited up for the job.
Good job. You already are nailing it. Great job, Ian.
And when wedding day came, Ian gave it his very best.
How you carried the pillow and walked all the way down the aisle and gave Hayden the ring.
Yes, I hold the pillow very nicely.
Mm-hmm. You held the pillow very nicely.
Yeah.
And then when he called for the rings, what did you do?
I did my best.
You did your best, sir, yes.
That's all she could have asked for.
Again, our day would not have been complete without Ian. He added so much to our day, so much love, so much positivity. Yep, that's our son. So much love. He is one of the best people that I have ever met. He's so capable. He did such a good job that day. Like I said, he was there anytime anyone needed anything, and he couldn't have done a better job. We really do all have so much in common, and that adults or anyone with special needs, that they are people too, and that they deserve to have as much love as all of us, and they can give so much love as well.
This grandma couldn't attend her granddaughter's wedding.
Hello!
Jessica has always shared a very special bond with her grandma Helen. But the 97-year-old couldn't spend such a long day out because of her age. So, 10 days after her wedding, Jessica made a special visit to make sure Grandma Helen would still be a part of her wedding memories.
Oh, look at how beautiful she looks! Hello!
Right now
oh, my sweet.
It's too small. It's harder to watch the girls when we're not in the actual kitchen or the video.
Thank you.
How are you?
Yes, guys. Oh my God, you made a beautiful couple.
Thank you.
Oh, that is gorgeous. Thank you.
Thanks to everyone who has joined us. I think we could all agree that it's been a fantastic day, but unfortunately, the end's right here with my speech. I'm just kidding. I'll give it my best.
These two stepbrothers sure know how to give a best man speech at their parents' wedding. And 11-year-old Jonathan is up first.
It makes me so happy knowing that my dad has found a soulmate in one of the most incredible people I ever met, Mommy Jade. I love you. My father has always been a coach to me, not just on the field, but more importantly, a coach in my life. And he has taught me that there is nothing more important than binding love that makes a family. That advice has never been truer than today. There's nothing that makes me happier in the world than seeing my dad happy. The first time I met Mommy Jade was also on the field. She was very funny and caring and loved to eat. So it's no surprise my dad was immediately attracted to her. It wasn't until then I realized how much my dad needed Mommy Jade. And I didn't realize how lucky we were to have such an incredible bonus mom. She always makes time for us and makes us feel so loved. From family dance parties to memorable camping trips, we had shared some great times together. This is truly one of the happiest days. I couldn't be prouder than seeing you two together. I will end it here with some words of advice for you two. No matter how sad you might get at times, and no matter how mad you might get, never forget to dance together. If you always remember to dance together, there will be nothing you can't get through. Also to my dad, please don't ever forget to feed Mommy Jade. Congratulations.
And then it was time for his stepbrother Hayden, Jade's son, to share some words too. He first met Rico as one of the coaches on his football team.
I've never been a best man before, probably because I'm only 12 years old, and I'm not renowned for my speech writing, which is probably why I didn't get invited to the bachelor party. But I'm going to try my best anyway. Let me start by saying I think you will all agree how gorgeous my mom looks today. I love you. Oh, and Rico looks decent too. Mom, it was just you and me against the world. I never thought we needed anything else back then until you met Rico. It was until then that I realized there was someone out there that made you feel the same way that you make me feel. Someone that loves you unconditionally, someone you can trust, and someone that is just as goofy as you and that will always be there for our family. You have been there for me when I needed someone to talk to or if I needed help with my homework. And even though you're a New York Giants fan, I'm gonna let that one slide because you make my mom so happy. Now you're officially part of our family, and I can't wait for this new chapter in our lives with more siblings and new beginnings. I love you both very much, and I couldn't be more proud that my mom has met the love of her life.
I have another thing for you. Do you have it, Mom?
What do you mean you have another thing for
I
me?
have a surprise.
Watching her like grab that case with the glasses, I was like, there's no freaking way. No way that she got that for me.
No, you didn't.
Tyler has a kind of red-green color blindness, so he's never seen certain colors. And a lot of the colors he can see look pretty dull.
It affects just my entire like shading of things, like even to the simplest things of getting dressed. Like I have to have someone else look at it.
Is it the right ones?
One day he sent me the glasses, like a picture of the glasses or the link or something, and I thought it was cool to give it to him. I just didn't know how to give it to him.
So after giving it some thought, Callie decided on the perfect spot, a Utah ski resort that Tyler had been going to his entire life.
Is this what you were asking me what it looks like? Maybe. Can you see all the colors?
I've been going there since I was like 3 years old. Like I've gone there in the winters and the summers, and like the first time seeing those colors and being surrounded by something that's like been in my life, like, you know, been in my life my whole life, obviously, and seeing it in a different light was pretty crazy.
I was just super happy. I don't know, I was just so focused on his reaction. I feel like I wasn't really reacting.
Sorry, we're not going to let you wear these during the photos. Thank you. Look,
It's funny because trying to, you know, look at something and tell her what color I think it is, and then putting on the glasses and seeing that it's completely different. Like, I'm still trying to get used to what those colors actually are.
You have to go look at all the colorful things. Find all the rainbows.
She did that for me just because she wanted to do it for me. It wasn't because I asked her anything. She just did it because she knew that it would make me happy. And so that was probably one of the sweetest moments of my life, other than actually marrying her. Surround yourself with people who love you, and your life is never going to be dull.
Just as the colors he'll see now won't be dull either.
Please stand for the bride.
This bride is surprising her wedding guests with a one-of-a-kind dance to honor her late dad. Melissa's dad, Mark, passed away in 2015.
My sister was already married and my brother was getting married that year. And I knew that that was something that I was going to miss out on.
So while her dad wouldn't physically be at the wedding, she still wanted to honor him there.
I think my dad would have really liked to see that, even though he's gone, there's still people in my life that will take care of me, men especially.
So she asked the men in her life if they'd help her honor her dad during what would have been their father-daughter dance.
All the guys that I chose were all groomsmen in our wedding, and then one other man. He's one of my best friend's husband. And I chose them because they support us. They're part of our wedding. They've been around since Nick and I started dating. I think those people are just the most important because they're always around, they're always supportive, they're always loving. Immediately when the song came on, I was really nervous, and when the guys hovered me, I kind of just kept saying thank you, thank you, thank you, and they kind of kept telling me to stop and just kind of enjoy the moment. One of the groomsmen said to me, like, of course we would do this for you, you would do anything for us. So people were coming up to me, like, basically still crying and telling me how beautiful it was, and they didn't think of a better way I could honor anyone, and they've never seen that happen. And I was really shocked. I didn't think it was going to touch people like that. It wasn't a traditional way to honor someone. And then I also didn't want people to think I was taking away from that moment that I would have had with my dad by just ignoring it. So I think my message would be that if you want to do something to honor someone that you love, just do it, no matter if it's normal or not normal, or traditional or not traditional. Especially when planning a wedding, I think you have so many people's opinions and everyone telling you how to do things and when to do things and who to include. And I kind of didn't listen to that. I just did it for myself, and I'm really glad I did.
Growing up, summer nights in Philly meant pizza and ice cream for Harry. But after he moved away at 14, he's only had Mr. Softy ice cream a few more times, none within the last 10 years. So his wife Savannah decided to do something to sweeten their wedding day. friend Harry told us hearing that jingle reminded him of home and all the good times he had as a kid.
You're joking.
I mean, I had absolutely no idea, none. And it was what was so special about it was just seeing my family, but being so surprised. I don't think I would have enjoyed it so much if I hadn't been surprised.
Nunca olvidaré esa noche.
Talia's wedding was only a few days away, but her dad was in the hospital.
My wife says, it's okay, honey, like you have your brothers. I said, yeah, but I don't have my dad. I couldn't imagine not walking down the aisle with him.
When they first got to Wisconsin for the wedding, Talia noticed there was something a little off about her dad.
Went and got KFC, and that's his favorite meal, and he didn't touch it, and he didn't joke with me like he usually does. And so I said to my mom, we need to take him to the emergency room because I feel like there's something very wrong with him.
At the hospital, they found out her dad, Ricardo, had 2 prior strokes without him even knowing. He later needed emergency surgery to add a port for dialysis treatments. But with the wedding coming up, Ricardo asked his doctor if he could be released for just 2 hours to walk his daughter down the aisle.
Y me dijo el doctor que todas las hijas de él se habían casado y él las había casado por videollamada. Dijo, si yo lo hice, yo no sé por qué tú no.
And so that was the plan. The family was going to make a video call with her dad during the wedding so that he could be there in that way.
Pues me sentía mal, pero de amor por mí, mi niña me levantó la cama. Yo no la podía dejar sola.
With the help of another doctor, he was able to get his treatment scheduled so he could leave just in time.
When I was walking down and I saw his head out of the corner of my mom's arm, I immediately started crying because I knew exactly who that was, and I gasped so loud. It felt like I almost wanted to run to him, but it was, and then after that I was like, we walked over to start the ceremony and I was shaking and I was like, oh my God, I really wish you guys hadn't done this now because now I'm shaking and I'm crying and all this and I can't concentrate. I was so excited. I just wanted to be by him and hug him. I was so excited he was there. I could not believe it.
Pues en realidad yo no podía hablar porque estaba llorando. Y no nada más yo, pues todos estaban llorando y pues yo nada más quería que mi hija estuviera feliz. No me importaba nada más.
I got a comment from a lady. She's like, coming from a dialysis nurse, the fact that he's even up and going, that is a man. It's a very special man because it's hard. So I just wanted to thank him for being there because I know how hard it was and I know how painful it was for him to sit all night. He made the most special night of my life. He made it so special by being there, and I couldn't imagine not having him there.
Y eso no es nada, mija, de lo que yo puedo hacer por todos ustedes. Eso es un pedacito nomás de lo que puedo hacer. Pero yo puedo hacer más por ustedes. Y me siento bien orgulloso de él. Gracias por ser mi hija. te amo. Mucho.
You're joking.
Well, I made it. I made it, God. I'm still alive.
He had just come out of brain surgery, but the outcome was different than expected.
But the whole left side of my body wasn't working at all. It's like somebody just turned off the power.
The one at the bottom was the before
surgery.
and the one at the top is the after.
Yeah.
He has a condition called Arnold-Chiari, where the back of his brain pushes down on his spinal cord and causes issues like dizziness, migraines, and pain.
Surgery was long. I had a lot of pain when I woke up. I was in so much pain from the surgery. And immediately when I woke up, like the left side of my body wasn't even working. It's like somebody just turned off the power. I asked the doctors, I said, hey, like, is this normal? They said, well, maybe, it should go away. It never went away.
That was in 2014. He's been using a wheelchair ever since. And with his wedding day coming up, all he wanted was to be able to give his future wife, Coco, a first dance.
I started talking to the PT, the guy I do PT with. I told him, I said, hey, I'm getting married. I really want to take some pictures of me not in a wheelchair. I really want to be able to give my wife just a few moments of just me being regular, just us forgetting about the wheelchair. So I did a lot of physical therapy there with him. And I also did physical therapy here at home. And I did physical therapy so much at home. Coco would be like, what are you doing? Man, I'm trying to lose weight for the wedding is what I would tell her. But really, I just wanted to give her a special moment.
And on their wedding day, he was able to give her that special moment.
And even when I gave her that moment, like when I did, like I was so worried about falling. I was so worried about, like embarrassing myself. But she was worth it. Like every moment was worth it. We were both trying to hold back the tears. And I told her, I said, I love you. She said, I love you too. And I'm like, I'm sorry I can't stand no more. She said, no, you did a great job. It's perfect. Everything is perfect. I love you. So she really just even encouraged me, even then. My wife, Coco, she is like a superhero. She always goes out of her way just to put a smile on my face. She works so hard and she goes to work and then she takes care of me and she does it all by herself. She doesn't ever complain. Like, people always talk about how strong I am, but she's so strong. I couldn't imagine me like being able to get through this stuff without her. She's there like at every doctor's visit. She takes me to doctor visits. She takes me to PT. She makes me do PT when I don't want to do PT. On the days I can't move, she's there to comfort me and lift me up and just embrace me with so much love.
Just like the beautiful embrace on their wedding day.
Who was it? What the? Mom! Oh my
We lied to you. A lot.
I know everyone that just gave this speech was like saying something like funny and like you guys are like laughing right now, but I don't think what I'm gonna say is like, like laugh worthy. So just get ready.
This teen is about to leave everyone in tears after these words to his mom and stepdad on their wedding day. Stepdad Orlando came into Jesus' life 3 years ago, and they formed a deep bond together. So today, he wants to make sure Orlando knows just how much that bond means to him.
I wanted to say a few words about these two and how much they've impacted my life. But more importantly, Orlando, I'm not gonna lie, I used to want my mom to be single forever. Until I met you, Orlando. When I saw you two together for the first time, I knew you were the missing piece in her. You complete not just my mom's life, but mine too. You're the sunshine in her morning and the moonlight in my night. I wish you could see from my perspective how much you really mean to me and how much I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being the best partner to my mom and the best stepson to me. I mean, the best stepdad to me. No matter how many times I could say thank you to you, they never amount to all the times you really deserve it. I couldn't have asked God for a better person for my mom to spend the rest of her life with. And I'm so glad that you guys are finally getting married, and I hope God is with you guys through every step. Los amo dos hasta el tercer cielo.
She was here for a photo shoot, not her own wedding. Scotty and her husband Kay got married 50 years ago at a courthouse all by themselves and never had a wedding celebration.
So I remember her mentioning that she had wished that she had a bigger wedding. So when her daughter Bonnie had reached out and said that they were trying to plan just a surprise party for them for their 50th anniversary.
Go stand up there for your bride.
Me, my mom, and my sister kind of got together and were thinking, like, what if we made it into like this cool little wedding and like had to walk down the aisle and have all their kids as their bridal party and everything like that.
So they told Scotty and Kay they were going to do a 50th anniversary photo shoot for them.
There's a church down the street. Me and my mom found it. It's about 150 years old and it has really pretty stained glass windows, and we just thought they would take really good pictures. So, I was like, oh, okay.
So Scotty didn't suspect a thing.
So I'm walking toward the door, and the door is open, and I lean my head around like, who's in there? And I looked around that corner, and it was full of my family and a lot of my close friends. I mean, I had absolutely no idea, none. And it was what was so special about it was just seeing my family, but being so surprised. I don't think I would have enjoyed it so much if I hadn't been surprised, but walking up front and seeing my children and my grandchildren all dressed up and just the smiles. It was like, this is my life.
She said it was the best day of her life.
I was happy that they had no idea. But obviously, like, the emotions around the room, everyone was crying, and seeing all of her kids and everyone walking down the aisle and stuff crying, and just so happy that they got to witness them kind of get married and everything, because a lot of people don't get to see their parents and whatnot get married, and the kids don't always obviously get to be at the wedding of their parents. So it was just super, super special, and we were happy that we were able to do it for them.
It was a very special moment. Everyone was dressed up. My son was here from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
All the grandchildren, all the boys were lined up at the front. It was wonderful. It was very special, and I'll never forget it.
This moment was a long time coming for Destiny and Aaron.
And you may kiss your bride.
They'd been together for 5 years, but knew each other for over a decade, and their love story wasn't an easy journey, but they eventually found their way back to one another.
I love you.
Destiny told us she's usually a crier, but thinks all her tears were gone from the morning since she had been crying all day long. Jace the dog is about to get asked a very important question.
Hey, Jace. Look. Will you be our ring bearer? What do you think? Look. It says Jace.
Aww. Jace had been there from the very beginning of Alex and Chasen's relationship. And because he played a part in bringing them together, they only felt it was right to have him also play a part in their wedding day.
Alex was actually with us the day that we got Jace, and he was just like a little ball of fur with a big tongue hanging out of his mouth, and I don't think any of us could resist him. He kind of stole all of our hearts. But there was just a connection between him and Alex from the very start. And actually, Alex is his favorite human.
And before the big day, there were lots of pre-wedding activities to do with his favorite human. Like going to her bridal shower.
He's so excited.
And even getting his own suit fitting alongside her.
Look at you! Let me get you a... Oh, look at you, Alex! Is that you and Alex?
And finally, the long-awaited day had come.
Just seeing him walk down the aisle with his tux and his little security badge just melted my heart. He had the biggest smile on his face. He had this big tongue hanging out. It just brought tears of joy to me, and I think everybody in that room. I just will never forget that moment. It'll forever be in my heart. I think that's when I started crying, because I just realized, wow, they didn't have to do that. You know, they didn't have to make Jace the center of attention. But it just goes to show how special Jace is, and they were just so proud of him.
The lovely Mr. and Mrs. Jason Graham.
They said they wouldn't have done it any other way, and it just wouldn't have been the same if he wasn't there. I have never met a person that has not had their life changed by meeting Jace. He's just one of a kind. And I'm lucky that he's mine. And I always say that everybody needs a little Jace in their life. He just has a way of just bringing joy and comfort to everybody that gets to meet them. So that's my hope, just that people can just take time to create precious moments.